All right, let's dive into a kind of mythic journey today. We're going to explore a fundamental choice, really, a choice that defines a soul. It's a tale of two paths personified by the knight and the monk. Our story kicks off with this simple, but honestly, pretty mind-bending idea. It hints at a prison that's totally self-imposed, a lock that only exists in our own heads. So what kind of cage are we even talking about? And, maybe more importantly, what does it take to finally realize you've had the key the whole time? To really get a handle on this cage, we have to step inside the monk's world first. So think of this as Act 1, the heavy stone house. And it's a fortress, all right? But it's not built from stone. It's built from something way, way heavier: fear. So this inner world has a name: the architecture of pride. You can think of it as this incredibly complex psychological fortress. It's built from rules, from dogma, from status, all designed to protect the self from the sheer chaos of the world, and from that terrifying whisper that we might be insignificant. That's a concept called the logic of zero. But here's the kicker. This fortress, this place that's supposed to be sanctuary, it's really a gilded cage. That golden chain of authority, that comfort you get from social approval, it feels like a reward, but it's actually a leash. It's all about social preservation, keeping you safe, but it stops you from ever being truly awake, truly alive. And the force holding this whole cage together, it's called the spirit of gravity. I want you to picture a heavy stone house of duty that you literally carry on your back. It's this leaden, internal weight that anchors your soul to one spot. A mausoleum, really, where the illusion of safety just smothers any spark of actual life. But no fortress can stand forever. So in Act 2, a whole new force comes into play. It's a catalyst, something that starts to shake the very foundations of that cage. And it's called the honest sound. This is really the heart of the whole story. What happens when that rigid, man-made structure of the ego goes head-to-head with the wild, untamable, sovereign landscape of nature itself? Well, this is where the walls start to crack. And this wild, untamable force, it's called the verdant absurdity. It's this primordial truth, a wildness that just doesn't care about human laws or fancy titles. It's a power that absolutely refuses to be boxed in by our neat little systems. So nature has this three-pronged attack to dismantle the fortress. First, the uncanny mirror. It reflects all the hidden darkness and decay the monk has been suppressing. Then you've got the honest sound, the sound of the earth itself, which just completely drowns out his empty, scripted prayers. And finally, the logic of zero kicks in, showing him that from the universe's point of view, a judge's powerful decree has the exact same weight as a single leaf rustling in the wind. Okay, so the fortress is crumbling. An alternative path has to appear, right? And that brings us to our other archetype, the knight, and his guiding principle, the will to power. Now, the knight is the absolute polar opposite of the monk. He's not serving some old dogma. No, he embodies the spirit of becoming. He isn't looking for safety. He's following a destiny that's written in his own blood, affirming his existence through pure action and courage. The energy that drives the knight is radiant vitality. So if the monk is being crushed by the spirit of gravity, the knight is just buzzing with this life-affirming force. It's this intense, warrior-like drive to become who you are. It's the lived fire of the veins, a complete and total rejection of that timid, safety-first herd mentality. It's about embracing life at its absolute most potent. And right here, the difference is just night and day. For the monk, passion is this dangerous sin. He shames the raw, messy energy of life because he's chasing some hollow, theoretical heaven. But for the knight, passion is a sacred fire. The only real sin in his eyes is hesitation, the cowardice of refusing to leap into life's intensity. So, the old world is gone. It's burned away. The fortress is a pile of rubble. So what's next? Well, that brings us to our final act, the climax of this whole journey, the fragile rope. This moment is called the Tribunal of Ash. That architecture of pride, that fortress, actually becomes the fuel for its own destruction. It's like an internal hellmouth that just incinerates all those social roles and empty meanings. And all that's left is you, the individual, standing at the edge of an abyss with nothing but a fragile rope to walk across. And on that rope, a choice has to be made. There are two paths. One is to just surrender to the emptiness, to become the red judge.
this hollowed-out shell that enforces rules but has no soul. The other path? Relentless affirmation. To embrace the spirit of becoming, to look into the void, and to create a new self right from the ashes.
And that choice, that singular moment, it leads us to our conclusion, to this incredibly powerful statement of self-creation, which is summed up in just 3 words: thus I willed it. Let's just break this all down, side by side, because this table really puts it all into focus. You've got the monk, his world is built on pride, he's weighed down by gravity, and his whole goal is just safety inside a cage. He sees passion as poison, so he builds walls against chaos, and his ultimate fate could be to become that nihilistic red judge. But then you have the knight. He embraces becoming. He's fueled by vitality, and he's chasing an earthly destiny. He sees passion as a sacred fire. He finds joy in the dangerous quest, and his ultimate potential is to become the overman, the one who creates his own values. And this quote just drives the point home, doesn't it? Once you decide to create your own meaning, to write your own destiny, all the judgments and the rules of society, those ink-stained ledgers, they become completely and utterly irrelevant. You become your own source of truth. And so, we end up right back where we started, with a choice: the heavy stone house or the open forest, the spirit of gravity or radiant vitality. So this whole journey leaves us with one final, very personal question. The highest hope is yours to protect. How are you going to write your destiny?